And this is Baruch here, and we're in Parshas Bo, and this is the Parsha of the Sidra of the week, which is Parshas Bo. And tonight, let's see, this is nighttime. I'm saying it nighttime. This is actually Rosh Chodesh. Ah, there you go. I was going to say that this is what, the second day of the week? It is, but it's also Rosh Chodesh. It's a very special time. Let's come over here and talk about what we're talking about, what we're saying. And it's interesting that the Zohar, as we explained in our astrology class, that the world is going around and around with it is the Sedra of the week, and along with it is also the Zohar of the week. So here we're talking about the secrets of the Torah. And the conversation that we've been in over here is that a person who is righteous and really does the commandments, this person is going to be protected. So the Zohar asks a question. He says, we could go over the top. Amalei Rabbi Chia, if that's true, he hochi amai itzrich hocha malach the mechavis and the garach the barnash. Why should it be that a bird that a man has to have after the living in this world and on his way to the next world? Why does he need a defense lawyer? Why does he need an advocate? Hashem will be your hope, or you can trust in him. Shama Ravlach Malakan, and he'll guard your feet so that you won't trip. So then why do you need to have a an advocate? Because it says over there that Hashem will guard you from all bad things. The whole Chami Kudsha Barichu Kol Ma Debar Nash Ovid, because Kodesh Baruch Hu sees all the deeds of a person. Ba'alma, Hain Tav, Hain Bish, he sees everything that we do, it's known to him. V'chein Hu Omer, because he's inside of us, and so therefore, he's there. V'chein Hu Omer also says, Im Yasaser Ish B'mistarm, if a man should hide himself in that most hidden place, V'ani or Random Hashem, and I'm not going to see him. So the Zohar goes on and it says, Amada Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda says that he quotes a pasuk, and now we're going over to Iyov, because Iyov is really the question here. Aval Hal it's written like this: Begal as Atzmo as Besara, and he struck or he smit or he brought something terrible to the man and to his skin. In other words, he affected him physically. Ksiv also, but and he tortured him, he tormented him in order to really destroy him for no reason. And this is to show us something, that even though we're saying that a person who walks in the ways of the mitzvahs is really protecting himself tremendously, but there's a lot here that we don't understand. And he said, and we want to see from this what this story of Iyov is telling us, that Rishus is given over to the Sitra Achra, the Katraga, to come and make accusations against people, which is a type of torment. Meaning the Alma in regards to just things that are just common things. In other words, they could just do whatever they want. The Mandalo Istrich, it is given into their hands to do that. So he said, all called Ichan, Archan, Tamirin, Kame, Kedusha, Kucha, Barichu. So all of these things, in other words, I've seen the people say like this: there are Gilgulim and they affect us because we have tikkunim that we need to make in this world. And sometimes when you didn't do it one way, you wind up in terrible trouble over here in this world in order to be able to recover the pain that was caused somewhere else. Those are possibilities of different answers, but the fact is that the Zohar is saying that nobody really knows why. And you're not really permitted to start investigating why this happened to so and so and so forth. Why did this person get sick? God forbid. And why did this tragedy happen to that one? Begin the inun numusim the kucha, because what we're talking about here is the commandments of the Kodesh Baruch Hu. The doctor of start thinking about what mitzvah you needed to do, or you didn't need to do, or you didn't do it, you didn't, or like Bar Inan Zakai Kashut the Yaldin Razio Rises, the only people that really can investigate and what's going on in the problems that people have continuously. The Oslin Ba'arch of the Chochmas, that because here we're dealing that those people, excuse me, Bar Inan Zakai Kashut, all of those meritorial persons, that people that are true, the Yaldin Razid Arisa that know the secrets of the Torah. The Oslin Ba'arch of the Chochmas, and they go in the way of Chochmah. The Mindan Inin Milin Steamin the Horizon to know the real secrets that are going on in the Torah. Rebbe Lozer Pasuk, where Rebbe Lozer began to say like this. And then the Bnei Elokim, which means the Malachim. They all came to stand before Hashem. So he said, and not just the Malachim, which we think all of it is about angels, is about something very positive. But amongst them also came the Sultan. But Yehi Hayom, so you have this phrase that the day came. The Rosh Hashanah, what day is that? The Kudsha Barichu coined the maiden Alma, the Kodesh Baruch Hu comes at this point to judge the world. Kagad Nadah, similar to this. He said, so the day came, and they came to their place. Who Yom Tov, who was this? Who Yuma Yom Tov, the Rosh Hashanah. So here we see the V'yehi Hayom, when they say that the day came. What's the day? The big day. The big day is Rosh Hashanah. V'yavu b'nei Elohim. So all the Malachim came. Elin Rabbi b'Maman Shlicha b'Alma. So this is the host, the multitude of all the great shluchim of the Kodesh Baruch Hu that are in the world. And they're coming now on Rosh Hashanah to take a good look at what people are doing. The Hisyatsev of Hashem, to stand next to Hashem, Kamatatama, you say like this, called Tzibach Shemayim Omdim Alav. All of the whole host of heaven stood with him at that time. Miyamino Umismolo, those were on the right, which is the kind side of Chesed, or those on the left, which is the side of Din. Let's see if we could get a little bit more out of this and exactly where it was that I wanted to go. He says, Aval Hisyatsev al Hashem. So this phrase where it says that they stood by Yud-Kei Vav-Kei. Yud-Kei Vav-Kei is the name of Rahmanas and kindness. Here you find the love, the Kucha Barichu, Alaychu the Yisrael, on the Jewish people. Begin the Hani Sholchim the Inan Mamanach the Ashgacha over the Bnei Nosh, because these Shlichim, that is these Malachim, the Inan Mamanim that are appointed Ashgacha over the Bnei Nosh to be able to look over and supervise the deeds of people. Oslin Vashanta, they go out and they fly through the world, they go through the world. But Notlin Inan over them Kulu, and they take all of the deeds of the person. In other words, they're here all the time looking at us. Of the maiden Alma. So on that day, that the din is right, the Mekam, the maiden Ba'alma, to stand and to be able to judge the world, is Avidu Kategorin, the Mekam Alaychu the B'nai Nosha. That's the moment in which accusers come to stand in regards to people. So it causes mankind or the Jewish people. So let's see just a little bit more. The Zohar said, "V'tochazi, we call Almim the Amo, lo kaimen lo hashgacha b'chavadechem b'b'yisrael b'luchadayim." There is no other people whose deeds are examined as closely as those of the Jews. Begin the Elin Benin the Kucha Baricha, because the Jewish people, we are the children of a Kodesh Baruch Hu. We have a direct relationship. We can go beyond the physical world itself. And when you see that the deeds of Jews are not the way that they're supposed to be, so these mamanim, the shlichim that are going in the world and flying around the world and watching us, when they come to be given testimony about the Jews, Al Hashem Vadai Kamen, they stand next to Yud Kei Vav Kei, the name of kindness and Rachmanis. Vadai Kamen. So he says, and that this is the finish. We'll finish like this: is that the Chalkad Yisrael Avdim Uvdim de lo kosher. When Jews do things that are not kosher, Kaviyachol Matishin Cheda de Kucha Barichu, because what they're doing, so to speak, is taking away from the glory of a Kodesh Baruch. Because Avdin over the kasha, but when we do things which are kosher, Yahavin Tukva the Kuchabarich, then we're doing the opposite. We're building up and we are honoring and glorifying the Kedusha of the Kodesh Baruch. And then we have a pasuk. Tanu Oz Dadokem Ma Ba'ovdin the Kasha. So if you want to give strength and power to the God of goodness, then you do things which are good. Yezkuhu Ravravin Mamanim is Kanashal of Hashem, and then all of these great angels will bring those good deeds to Hashem. Al Hashem Vadai, to this name, Hashem Yudke Vavke, that's for sure, that's who it is. The Hag Kaven, the Al Yisrael, the Iskanashal, the Iskanashal, because once we make the ability to be able to reach upwards, then he brings us in, and he certainly does bring us in closer to him. This is Baruch Fleischman, Tikkun Elevator Kollel, and this has been the Zohar. Well, this is Rosh Chodesh Shvat,